Hey everybody, it is the 12th of August 2024 and we got comments to read. Starting with 47 Andy T. They're doing a major expansion for, oh wait, context. It's the best site in New Mexico State Parks. This is my site at Coyote Creek State Park over a month ago. It said they're doing a major expansion for next year. This from another YouTube RVer. I replied to him with the video from that other YouTube RVer that shows all the behind the scenes on what they're doing in that park, and that other YouTuber was me. He thought it was someone else. It was me. Borendell 9915. To my Eagle Nest, 1 acre with utilities well below the median income in America, but winters are indeed a little rough in that area of New Mexico. Yeah, it would be ideal as a summer home, huh? That was my video on this $50,000 1 acre plot, steps from the village with utilities right there. That was pretty awesome, and epic views. On the same video, M. Campbell says, my house is about 1,400 square feet, and that's relevant because that's the minimum size you can build based on the covenants for this development. I have half of it closed off and don't really need all of what I still have open. I've decided when I'm done traveling and ready to settle down again, that 700 square feet will be a generous size for me. And even less would be quite comfortable. In preparation for me becoming a nomad, I've divested myself of possession that I have done nothing to make my life permanently better. Now I've come to realize my house has been more for my stuff than me. Isn't that true? Isn't that true? Charlie Clay on the 1 acre of utilities. These are beautiful views. Thanks for showing us. On my short, Pets Allowed in College, Tom's Journey. This is awesome. More places should be like that. Our fur babies are like your children. Dom the First on the 1 acre. I did wonder if you were thinking of buying property, but I was surprised how expensive it was. No different from my area really, but I guess I thought it would be less expensive where you are. I think it would be amazing if you found a decently priced where you can live on your RV and have room for RVers to stay. I'm sort of buying. I'm on the list for the Escapees Paradise RV Park in Pahrump. That's a one-time fee for lifetime site. I'm number 55 on the list, so it'll be a couple of years before I make my way to the top of that list. But it's not going to be a piece of land where I can invite friends, but it's going to be a permanent site with a little, I call it a casita. It's a storage shed, but you can make it into a non-living in casita. You can make it into an office or a living room. You just can't live in there, and I don't believe there's any plumbing allowed. But I'm looking forward to that. And I don't know where you live, but $50,000 for an acre steps from a nice village is pretty cheap. That's very inexpensive. If you want to talk about raw, somebody else commented that, boy, you can really do a lot better, much cheaper in New Mexico. Of course you can, if you have someplace that doesn't have utilities, that isn't near town, isn't off a main road. It can, it could be a couple of $1,000s, but if you want to do a house or, do a place where you have full hookups, you're going to be paying a little extra money, and $50,000 for 1 acre in this beautiful place I don't think that's a bad price at all. But other areas of the country are different. People have very different perspectives based on where they're living. But if you're making comparisons, make sure it's easy to see cheap land for sale. Read the fine print. What is that land really? Are there utilities are a big deal. They really are. Another Pets Allowed comment from Randy G. This is such a great idea for so many reasons. It would have made all the difference in the world to my college experience. Yeah, the whole idea of having your dog with you, amazing. How many kids have to leave the dog that they consider their dog home with their parents when they go away to college. Comment reading on 8/11 yesterday. M. Campbell says, it is assuredly not a chore to watch your videos. You know, I have mentioned that there are just hardly any views on this comment thing, and maybe I shouldn't do it. But then I realized, I read comments like this, and then I looked closely. The like rate for these comments is like 20 to 30%. That's very, very high. Low number, very high. So probably the people with the keenest interest are going to be people that comment. If 100 people from my audience like this, then I'm going to keep doing it. So don't worry, I'm not going to stop. The 1 acre thing, it's a beautiful place. I've seen lots much cheaper than that out that way. Again, they're not cheaper if you look at the utilities and the proximity to a population center, a nice village. I'm not talking near a place that's got a dollar store and a gas station. I'm talking a really nice little village with lots of amenities and restaurants. What you've seen that's cheaper is apples and oranges, I guarantee you. And I responded to that. I said, this is in town with utilities. I've never seen anything like this price. The cheap ones do not have utilities, and they're rarely walking distance to a nice village. I really believe that. Same video, Randy G again, interesting for sure. Thanks for the info. Kings for a day, looking for homes in the Eagle Nest, Angel Fire, Red River area. Not much out there in the $300 range or below. 500 up seems more common. Of course, these are areas, are recreational touristy areas. If you look at the $50,000, and it would cost you over $200,000 to build a 1,400 square foot house. You're hitting that $300,000 very, very, very quickly. Why I love Quartzsite. It's about a month ago, but people are still watching it. I'm getting to Quartzsite this year. This is Randy G getting to Quartzsite this year, so I'm rewatching your videos. That's great. I said, great, see you there. We'll see you there, Randy. Terry McIntyre, 193, real estate gazing, a favorite pastime, even though I absolutely no plans to make the purchase. Thanks for playing the game. Yeah, I'm like sometimes I feel like a real estate and truck voyeur. My dream is, I wish I had a 2025 F450 Platinum dually 4-wheel drive. They're like $120,000. It's ridiculous. I'm never going to have anything like that. I said a comment rating in response to me saying, hey, I only get about 100 views. Gray Piffle says, yeah, I'm one of 100. I enjoy your comments videos. They give a nice summary of previous days and are very uplifting. Naj, thanks for sharing this with us. I'm looking for land in the Southwest area. It's a beautiful spot. And Vegas trip 7949 says way too cold up there. Yeah, and like I said, it would be an ideal summer place if you're wealthy. VEWNZ. When I heard you read my comment about you and your siblings being a true reflection of your lovely dad, I was so surprised. These comment videos are the only opportunity for fans of your channel to chat with you. Thank you. Good point. I'm sold. I had a little short on Dottie and George hiding on top of each other behind my recliner when it was thundering. Randy G says, M. Campbell says, what good buddies. Tom says, I was just keeping George warm, Dad. And Naj says, hi, how cute. They're hiding together. Let's see. Eagle Nest Saloon Resident Ghost, Mr. 1961. I think the weather outside complements the ghost stories. Makes it feel more real. Probably does. Didn't plan that, though. Again, back to the 1 acre one. I've really enjoyed following your New Mexico trip and stay absolutely beautiful and relaxing. I'm glad you're sharing this. Well, I'm glad you're watching this. Susan Sells 9385. Is that your last name, or do you sell something, Susan? Good on you for deleting nasty comments. If you don't want to read them, I'm sure I and other people wouldn't want to read them either. Love to George and Toddy. No, you don't want to read the nasty comments. I get, you would think as I'm growing, I would get more and more. I'm getting actually less and less for some reason. Let's see. Another on the short with George and Dottie hiding. Oh, handsome George, I'm a sucker for orange cats. And the last one is on Eagle Nest resident, Eagle Nest Saloon resident ghost, and I have not read these last two comments. They're pretty recent. Anne Marie Sikorsky, very interesting. I have more questions now than ever. The lady manager said there's people in town that lived upstairs at one time. I wonder what they could add to the story. Fascinating, Rob. Thank you for your tour. Well, if I run into one of those people, I will ask to interview them, I promise. Well, that's it for today. We're under 12 minutes. Maybe this one will do a little bit better because it's shorter. It's a little daunting when you see guys are going to read comments for 16 minutes or 18 minutes. It's like, oh my God, who wants to listen to that? But you do. So we're going to keep doing it. Have a great day. I'm going to release, I've got long form videos backed up for the next 4 days. That's not, usually it's the same day, but I've got 4 of them, and I'm going to release one today on the Vietnam Memorial and Museum here. I did a video on last year, but they have added a replica of the wall from Washington, the Vietnam Memorial Wall, and I went and filmed it. Wow, it's impressive. You don't want to miss this one. Take care. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.